All right. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing this morning? Good morning, JJ, Snack Crackle Pop, Gilberto. Up 10K. Nice. Take a look at Apple Square. Yeah, I can take a look. Today, as you can see from the title of this live stream, I think the Nasdaq. I mean, I don't know obviously what's going to happen, guys, but I think I'd like to see a pullback on the Nasdaq. It's getting a little weak up here, so we'll run through it. Sometimes you need to move lower to move back higher, right? It seems like we're getting a little weak. We've rejected this high multiple times. So all back on Tuesday pre-market, we had it yesterday one time. We sort of rejected it, made lower highs here intraday. This morning we did get that pump in the pre-market up back through new highs, but I don't know how strong that was. So it got rejected once again, and you can see pretty big dip this morning. So I would like to see a pullback. I'll show you guys where I'm looking in a second after we get into the schedule. But good morning. Respawn gaming chair. Yes, it's very comfortable. Make a little poll for fun. Let's see. Let's see what everyone thinks today about this. One second, guys. All right, there we go. So we'll see what today brings. We have the Jackson Hole on Friday, so that's something to keep aware to sort of keep in mind. But that shouldn't affect not too much today coming out. So I think today's just going to be a day to watch these technical levels. Obviously, you guys know AMC and Gme are going crazy, and I definitely have sort of figured out a way to anticipate those moves. So I'll share that with you guys today. You probably already know it, but if you don't, you'll see in today's video. So let's go ahead and get started. So futures, as always, Nasdaq, S&P, Dow. Let's see how these are looking at this point. Like I said, and from the title of the video, you can sort of see, you can sort of tell that I'm looking for some type of a pullback. Jackson Hole is on Friday, I believe. Let me make sure I fact check myself. I believe it's on Friday. Does anyone know? Gilberto, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Welcome to the club. It's just the Fed summit. It's just they're gonna be talking. I mean I can't really tell you exactly because that's really what the world's waiting to see what happens then. But it's just a Fed meeting basically. I'm not sure exactly what they plan to talk about. I'm assuming some type of economic information, but some people are. So here's like some headlines. So like a headline here says Powell unlikely to provide tapering roadmap for investors. So I think it seems like the news is getting less and less confident that there'll be really anything that they're going to talk about on this meeting. And it's supposed. Oops. I don't know why it's so hard to find the date. It's like they can't just put the date out on somewhere. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Friday, guys. If I'm wrong, please let me know. They don't put no date. We don't want to let you know when it is. So that is something to watch. It may cause some volatility in the market, but I don't think it's going to cause as much volatility as something like an FOMC minute. Starts Thursday and through Friday. Not much. This one is virtual. Okay. Yeah. They did make it virtual because of COVID reasons. JPOW Talks Friday. Okay, so Friday's the day that we probably will see any type of reaction or hear anything from Mr. Powell. Yeah, if you want to become a member, you press that join button down below. You basically just get you get access to whatever tickers you want to look at in the live stream first priority. And I'm also thinking about doing a after hours, like right after the market closes, like a members only stream. So I'm thinking about doing that. But anyways, let's get back into the schedule here. So we have futures. We have earnings. We have some earnings today. So earnings calendar. We have Snow and Salesforce after hours. I believe those are the two big ones. So here they are right here. We have Snow. Oh, that is very blurry. Wow, very big. Snow, Salesforce, Ulta. Those are probably the big three. Autodesk, I'm not sure if people really trade that, but I know the company personally. That's all for today. But Snow and Salesforce should be interesting. I'm definitely interested to see how those perform. Tomorrow you have Peloton and Marvell, or Marvel, however you want to pronounce that. I think it's Marvell. HP, Dell, some tech, and that's about it. But Peloton should be interesting. CRM should be interesting, and Snowflake. Those are some big ones. So I'm going to be definitely watching those today. So make sure you are aware if you are trading those stocks to be aware of those plays there. Next, we are going to be looking at Apple. Apple starting to struggle a lot at 150, which is also correlating to this weakness on the Nasdaq we've seen. So I want to take a look at that. Nvidia today has a pretty big flush point. I want to show you that if the Nasdaq has any pullback to some of these levels that I'm looking for it to pull back to, I think Nvidia could definitely be a potential downside play. I'm not bearish on Nvidia longer term, but I think Nvidia and the Nasdaq has sort of gapped up pretty large, and I think a pullback could be healthy. So maybe you can play that pullback. Next, AMC and GME. Obviously, not everyone's going to be very interested in this. It's probably better to keep this analysis light because it's very difficult to actually know what's going to happen here. But I will show you some levels, and I also will show you something that I sent in my Discord chat this morning, which is how strongly correlated these GameStop moves have been with the IWM. So, for the Discord chat this morning, I overlaid an IWM chart with the GameStop chart, and every single time that the IWM has bounced off of support, GameStop has had a huge move. So, looking at this now, I'm sick to my stomach because it's almost easy now to guess when GameStop is going to make a huge move. And that alone, taking that bet with support on IWM, and we know that the small caps have been moving since before yesterday. We knew that the small caps were starting to find momentum and were starting to bounce off support. Why did we know that? Because the IWM was bouncing off support. And it just so happens that GameStop makes a move yesterday. So looking at that in hindsight sort of gets me a little upset, but at least I know for the future. So I will show you that today. Next, Penn and DraftKings. Penn and DraftKings, I think, are two very big opportunities right now. So I want to show you Penn and DraftKings. I have a play on Penn. DraftKings looks great as well. Kathy Wood, ARK, has been buying a shitload of DraftKings, and both of these stocks are looking to be breaking out of breakout points. So I want to show you both of these plays. After that, we will go over some of these stocks that you guys want to look at. Now, before we get into this, if you are a member of this channel, please go to, let me bring up the submission list for you guys. If you want me to look at names, you're going to have to put it here because it's impossible for me to do all of this by looking at the stream. So what I want you to do, if you want to look at a ticker, you are going to go to my YouTube channel. Let me pull it up for you real quick. I'm sorry. Bear with me, guys. Members. Boom. All right, you're going to go to my channel, which is right here. And you are going to, I'm going to pin that message. Go to that pin message of my channel. If you are a member, and you'll see the first published post for members only is going to be, where you can submit tickers for today's live stream. So please do it there. If you want me to look at it, it has to be there because I can't look through the live chat the whole day. All right, so we're going to finish the poll right now. It's 77% that we are going higher on GameStop and AMC today. So I'll end that there, and let's go ahead and jump into our live stream today. So first things first, Nasdaq. So guys, this is a big level. It's a big move, and I think I'd want to see some pullback here. Now, why do I say that? Because there is a huge previous resistance here, right here, guys, on the Nasdaq. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we rejected that level, and you can see that we pushed through it very, very large, a big push through, and we have been consolidating. At this point, hold on, what did I miss? Oh, no, I didn't miss anything. At this point, I want to see a pullback to here would be a little bit extended, but if we did get a pullback to here, I know that this would be a very nice opportunity to play this back to the upside, right? This could be a very, very nice opportunity to play this to the upside if we get that pullback back to 15,130 area. Now, do I expect that to happen, today or tomorrow? I'm not sure. Do I think that is healthy? Yes, I do. You have a huge gap up here. If you break this level here, which oh wow, Dan, thank you. Welcome to the members. Appreciate that, Dan. If we break this 15.3, I think your next level will potentially be back down to here, right back down to 15.130. So we'll see. I mean, at this point, it's pretty clear, guys, that a break of this 15.300, you can see this right here on the Nasdaq. This is Monday. This is yesterday. This is today. This is an important level here. This is a very big flush point on the Nasdaq. If we break this low here, 15.309, we have some little double bottom right here at 15.300. If we break there, then I think we are going to be finding some downside. Now, why do I say that? Because there is not much support on this vertical move on Monday. So if you get this move, right, maybe this rejection, and then back to 15.130, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised, and I would not be concerned either. Do not panic if you see this move. This is a very normal move if you get a 1.4% dip from this point. Now, I'm not going to be, all doom and gloom. There's total possibility that this thing just rallies right through, which is great. I would take that as well. But I want to be aware of both scenarios. I want to be observant of what's going on. And at this point, I am not going to ignore the fact that we have double topped here at resistance. We have had a very weak price action yesterday near these levels. And there is definitely a possibility for this move lower. So that's it. That's it for the Nasdaq. That's what I'll be watching. 15,300 today is a must hold. Oh, thank you. How do you pronounce that? Is it Aline Granado? Thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome to the members. So if you need anything, if you want to look at anything, just make sure to go to that pinned message up top. If you guys are a member, go to the pinned message up top, go to the pinned link, and go to the document, and you guys can see where you can put in the stocks that you want me to look at today. So please do that there. All right, next, Dow Jones, Mike Jones. So daily chart. We did not make new highs here. I got puts on Netflix, JJ. Dow. Dow has been a little bit weaker, right? Dow was not able to make new highs. You can see that it pushed and it failed to make new highs here, right? So do we start to get this pullback, this retest? That is what I am looking for on the Dow. I want to see that retest on the Dow. I think that will be healthy. If I go to the 4-hour chart, if we go here, we can see we are definitely losing a little bit of momentum. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this scaled correctly for you. A little bit of momentum here. The Dow did not be, the Dow is still about 0.6% off all-time highs. You can see the Nasdaq's making all-time highs. So the Dow is definitely not performing as strong. This retest could be a huge opportunity. So if I was watching the Dow, I would actually look for this retest here of 35,100. That's what I'm looking for. If we get that, then I'll be looking at some Dow plays off this retest. So watch that on the Dow. 35,100. Yeah, I know. Who, Mike Jones? Another question. How quickly can you spot broader sideways market movement at open? Yesterday, it's maybe some experience or just knowing price action. But so yesterday, guys, right around this time is when I was already. I already knew we were in for a shitty day, right? So right here in the morning, within the first 30 minutes of the market, this is what you got, right? This was your first 30 minutes of the Nasdaq yesterday. And then this push higher was so slow and was so choppy. Look at this chop. Look at these candles. These candles are just really bad. If you're used to watching candles and patterns, look at these wicks here. So very nasty. Movement higher. I didn't really trust this move higher. I was talking to the Discord chat the whole time. If you're in the chat, I was very, very. This was sort of sus. If you're sort of up with the new terms here, this was a little bit of a sus move to 15,380. So it was very weak. Volume was very low. The choppiness was extreme, and the candles are really strange. You can see just these wick candles. And then this morning chop was bad. So at this point, I already knew that we were in for a really bad day. And then you can see, look at what happened the rest of the day. Just completely sideways. Now, if you compare that, all you have to do is compare that to Monday. And you'll be able to tell the difference, I think. So where's Monday? Monday is right here. So you can probably tell the difference between that and this, right? I mean, I think anyone could tell the difference between those 2 days. Look at the move straight out of the gates on the Nasdaq. Look at the first 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes on the Nasdaq, we had some really strong candles, guys. I mean, this is 0.5%, and these candles are moving like AMC candles. I mean, look at these. Look at the huge momentum in these candles, right? So from that point, it was pretty clear that the Nasdaq strength, the market strength, was much different than the first 30 minutes right here, right? So that's what I look for in the morning, and that's when you can start to get a judge on the market. All right, last but not least, let's get into the ES. ES made new highs yesterday, I believe, and we are starting to get a little bit of a pullback this morning, basically flat. So you can see here in the morning, you can see we are sort of sideways. Tuesday, yesterday, it was just completely sideways, right? Completely sideways yesterday. Do we hold this 44.76 or do we move down to 44.63? Get with the terms. So that's what I'll be watching today. Right there. You can see S&P extremely sideways yesterday. If we break this 44.76, which we have held 3 times, I think you get a pullback to this 44.63. So about 10 points lower. So not a big drop, but a drop to watch. And also, I don't know if we went over this before, but please observe this absolutely gorgeous inverse head and shoulders on the S&P. If you guys see these patterns, they are bottoming formations. That is very nice right there. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, move higher. Inverse head and shoulders, really strong. And that sort of gave away this whole move. All right, so that's the futures, guys. We have some important levels to the downside that we need to hold, and those are levels that I would be watching today. CRM, Snow. We already talked about the earnings calendar. Let's go ahead and jump into Apple here. Apple. So as you guys know, Apple will depend on how the Nasdaq does today. So if you think the Nasdaq does have room to fall, if you think the Nasdaq could be ready to maybe take a little bit of a dip off that resistance, then Apple should most likely find resistance here off of 150. Apple has struggled off 150 multiple times here. It has not been able to break through. So if the Nasdaq is a little bit weak today, then I would expect there to be some weakness on Apple, which would make sense right as it correlates with this 150 level, right? So it might find a little bit of resistance here unless this Nasdaq breaks through highs. Then it could help Apple maybe back up to 151s, right? So that's what I'd be looking at today, guys. If you're in Apple, watch the Nasdaq. I think this could definitely find some resistance today if the Nasdaq does move lower. If we get that pullback on the Nasdaq, that I think is healthy. Do I know that it's coming? No, guys. I don't know that that's actually going to happen. I'm just saying that I think it would be a healthy pullback. So if that happens, if we get some weakness from that triple top, from that resistance on the tech market, then Apple could be one that maybe moves back down. I don't think you'll get a move right back down to here unless you get a little bit of a deeper pullback on the Nasdaq. But if you do, then you got another good buying opportunity, right? So I would look at these lows as buying opportunities. Kareem, thank you, man. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate that. If you need anything, let me know. If you want to check out the spreadsheet, if you want to look at a ticker today, make sure to put it in the. Make sure to go to the link, the pinned post from me in the chat, and go to that link to see where you put your submission in. What catalyst would make Apple go higher? Just Nasdaq, JJ. Nasdaq needs to break new highs. That's it. That's really all it is. If the Nasdaq goes to new highs, Apple will go to new highs. That's really all that matters for Apple, is how the Nasdaq is performing. So that is what I would be watching. Next, NVIDIA. NVIDIA. So hourly chart. Actually, you know what? Oh, I got a lot of members today. Mark, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Welcome, Mark. So hourly on the, 30-minute on NVIDIA. And what you guys will notice is that we definitely have a little bit of a level here on NVIDIA, right? So different streamer style. Xander, thank you, man. I'll check that out. There's usually a lot of Instagram messages. I try to get back to them. But pullback yesterday to around 215, found support at that level. Shout out to Big Yield Guy. I don't know if he's listening in the morning, but he caught this bottom beautifully yesterday. He was letting the chat know that he was buying this bottom here, this double bottom here yesterday, intraday. So really nice trade there by someone in the chat. But a little bit of a pullback, right, to this level, and you're starting to get lower highs coming in. Now, yes, you could consider this a flag. That's for sure. If you are bullish here, you could consider that a little bit of a flag pattern, right? But if the Nasdaq is weak today, you have to remember, a flag pattern will not hold up if the market is weak, right? So if the market is weak today, this is a very big flush point on NVIDIA right here at 215. That is a very big flush point on NVIDIA. That will definitely cause some downside. There is not much support here on NVIDIA. This is a pretty straight up move. So I would expect maybe some support at 211s, maybe back down to this structure at 208s, maybe, and then down to this previous level here around 205, 206. So I would assume if you get a weak market today, if you start to see some choppiness, some downside, watch this 215 level on NVIDIA. If you get a market move higher, if we break all-time highs, then yes, this could be a beautiful flag breakout. So you sort of have your game plan here on NVIDIA, right? So you can either watch for this flag breakout today if the market is hot, or you can look for this pullback if the market is weak. You can look for this move under 215 for a flush point down to maybe 211. There is not much support until that point. If you take a fib from, if we take a fib from the beginning of this move all the way back down to where this uptrend held, a 38.2 would be right back down to around 209, this 209, 208 area, right? Right around this area right here. If we take it from the breakout of this downtrend of this flag, the 38.2 actually correlates pretty much perfectly with our level. So you can see that 215 is the 38.2 retracement. The 61.8 retracement is right back down to this 211 area. And then the 78.6 is right back down to this 208, 209 area. So if you take it from the top of that downtrend breakout, which is back on the daily chart, or we can even look at it on the 4-hour, you guys can see right here, breakout of this downtrend. If you take a fib from that level, those are some levels to watch. So that is what I'll be watching today. Since 500 is going lower, doesn't mean sellers are coming in sooner, therefore it will go down. It depends on the market, Aline. Sorry, I forgot what I said earlier. Is it Elaine or Aline? Elaine. Depends on the market. If the market is hot, if the Nasdaq pumps through all-time highs, then you're gonna get a break out of that flag, for sure. So that's Nvidia. AMC, GME, guys. Obviously, it's a wild card. I did like how it closed yesterday. Big move yesterday, came out of nowhere, right? Sort of went with the small caps. Held this level nicely. Held this 43. So, if you're looking for downside today on AMC, I would be looking at this 43 here. If we break this here, you guys can see right at this low. If you break this low, 42.50s, that is going to be a nasty downside move. If you break that low, you are going to get a nasty downside move. So, yeah, I'm about to do that, Mr. TNT. I'll show you in a second. So, nice hold here in the morning. You know, you're sort of holding that 45. 45 was a big level. I'll show you why. 45 was a big level. If I go back to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see from back in July, you had this 45 level resistance that came in, right? Right there, 45. Resistance came in. Today, we are trying to hold above that. If we hold above 45, if AMC holds above 45 today, guys, I would stay bullish. Stay bullish on AMC above 45. If it drops below and starts to get a little nasty under 42s, then you can probably turn bearish here. But if you hold 45 today and you just sort of grind sideways on 45 today, I would definitely be looking at some, end of day rally, something crazy to happen end of day. So 45, I think, in my opinion, is that key level. So 45 is the level to watch. You can see we are starting to bounce off of it already today. That could be something strong here. So I want to say before I get off of this stream and everyone comes and hunts me down, AMC and GME are one of the two most volatile stocks, one of the two most, I don't want to say the word manipulated because I don't like that word, even though you do get some manipulation in the market. I want to say market makers will play tricks. They will work in the best of their advantage, which is a game that has been going on for years. So if you play AMC and GME, you are signing away that you are accepting that you will allow the market makers to do whatever they want with your shares. So it's like you're getting a contract, you're checking the box, and you're saying, I am willing to play this risk. I am willing to accept your manipulation of the stock price. They play with the levels. They have shares they need to sell off. It's just it's how the market works, guys. And this is a stock that they love to do it with. So there's a lot of short sellers. So just be careful, right? Be careful. You guys know what goes on here. But you're signing that contract when you open a position. So just know that. All right, GameStop. GameStop. This one's a little bit more difficult because there's not really a line in the sand, I would say. But what I will say is this 230 area will probably be pretty tough. Right around here, you can see we're finding rejection in this area right now. 225 to 237. You can see some of these tops here. That's where we're starting to fail a little bit. What I think is more important here, and I'll show you now, Mr. TNT, is how to put the IWM chart and GameStop's chart together, and you can see how correlated these moves are. So look at this chart, right? This is the IWM. You guys know the IWM has been bouncing off of support, right? We all know that. Very strong bounce off support. That's right here. You guys see that. 212. Very strong bounce. You can see over the last few days, we've started to move higher. Now, if you go to studies, top right, you go to quick study on the top right of Thinkorswim. You guys can't see this. Great. Studies, quick study, and you go down to compare with customs. You can't see that either. Studies, quick study, compare with custom symbol. Now, GME, right? GME. Let's move this back over. All right, so we have GME. We have GME on the screen here, right? Now, if we press on this line, we can go to the candle. We'll make this white, and we will make it a little bit transparent. So if you guys like this comparison, make sure to press the like button for me. There should be at least 400 likes on this video, right? So here you go. Here is GameStop versus the IWM. And I'm going to lay these over each other in just a second here. If I can get this to work how I want it to. Hold on, guys. Let me get this to go. I might need to make that a little bit less transparent, actually. It's a little bit too transparent. Let me make that a little bit less transparent here. All right. So you guys will see that when was the first, let's do it like this. When was the last big move that started on GME? It was around the 22nd of February, 24th of February, right? On the 24th of February, which was, where the hell are we? On the 24th of February, this one's not, I wouldn't call this one too much of a move. That was right here, right? This move is big, right here. You can see on the 5th of March, right here at the 5th of March, on the bottom, this is the 5th of March. You can see the white chart, right? Let me delete this volume. Hold on. Volume's in the fucking way. There we go. All right, so on the 5th of March, IWM was at this low, right? IWM was at this low, and it was bouncing off of support around 210. You can see it right there. 210, bouncing off the support. You can see 3.5. We made a on the small cap ETF. We made a 10% move. Starting on the 5th of GameStop, you can see we moved from 177 or what is this? GameStop's on the left, I believe. Yeah, we went from 120 to around 207 a share, so about 30% or 17% move, right? And if you would have taken GameStop in anticipation of this IWM hold, then you could have, got into this early. Next example is right around here. So on the 5th of March or 25th of March, you started to get a bounce on GameStop. This correlates to about a week prior, you started to get a bounce on the small caps. So if you started to see this bounce in the small caps about a week earlier, maybe you get into some GameStop calls here and you start to see this exact same trend higher and this gap. This one, not as strong, but you do see a little bit of a move here. you can see the small caps starting to move higher. GameStop also starting to move higher. This was the one that could have been big. Could have been really big. This one this one hurts a little bit. So a beautiful pullback to this trend on IWM. Look at this pullback. Look at the support here on the small caps. Gorgeous bounce off of it. If you got into GameStop, let's say on the 19th, saying, okay, I think the IWM will hold this level like it has done the last 4 times over the last year. I want to play this move. How do I play this move with huge upside? I'm going to go ahead and buy some 2-week out GameStop contracts, which are dirt cheap right now because they are not moving. I think if the IWM moves higher, that GameStop will have a huge spike in price action, like it has done, like the correlation has done in the past. And look at this fucking move, man. Oh my God. That hurts. That hurts. That could have been big. So this gets me excited because I know that I can do it in the future. I hope it's not the last time that this correlation comes in. But Jesus Christ, man, if we can just get another pullback on the IWM, get a little bit of a consolidation on GameStop, and let everyone forget about this again, I'm definitely buying some GameStop call options or some AMC call options if the IWM can get back to this 210. So let's see, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I'm thinking about, I think other people probably know this. I'm assuming I'm not the first person to realize this, but maybe I'll send it on Wall Street Bets for the apes over there. Maybe they'll know. They'll like this. So yeah, that's big, guys. That is what I'd be watching. Zaria, thanks. I appreciate that. All right. That is that correlation with the IWM. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know. I just randomly did that today. I was like, I wonder if... Great. I don't know who this is. AFJ? That's the caller ID. Just AFJ. It looks like the IWM made the move first. Yes. It looked like the IWM made the move first. But the right way to play this... The right way to play it is you buy it early, right? You buy it as the IWM is coming down. So you buy it like maybe on, like for this example, you'd be buying on the 11th and 12th of May, right? So you'd buy on or the 11th and 12th of May with anticipation that it will hold that line down here on the IWM. So this could definitely go wrong, right? IWM could not hold up. It could break down below this level, but you'll just have to take your loss. That's how it goes. You'll just take your loss. If it works out though, like it has done the last 4 times, you can see if you bought GameStop on the 11th and 12th of May when the IWM was coming back into this level, you can see that you would have caught this entire move on GameStop. Yeah, someone on Wall Street Bets calling. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I was thinking about making a video on this. Probably be better, right? All right. Penn and DraftKings. Oh, it's someone coming to my house. So Penn and DraftKings. I need to take this off the charts. Does this have any correlation? Yeah, sort of. Oh no, this is GameStop. Sorry. Let me get this off. There we go. Let me get my 20 up. We're definitely behind schedule here, guys. Sorry about that. So we're going to have to go quick. So Penn. I'm in a Penn call for a few weeks out. I'm looking to see if I can get this $75 break with a price target of 85. I love this triple bottom 1, 2, 3. I'm looking to see if we can push here up to 85. That is my look on Penn, and I think this could be a great time to get into Penn. One, with the IWM holding up. Penn is a small cap. If IWM continues, this could be a great entry on Penn. Triple bottom, betting coming up, NFL coming out. I think this could be a little bit of a seasonal play. You're definitely slowing down on this downtrend. I love it. So I'm in it. DraftKings is another one that I love as well. Nice double bottom. Yesterday was a huge breakout on DraftKings. This is a huge breakout level on DraftKings here at 55, 56. We broke through it. We need to hold. That level. If we hold that level, very nice. So watch that today. 55, 56. If we hold this breakthrough, DraftKings definitely has some room. Kathy Wood has been buying the crap out of this stock. So that's that. And let's go ahead and jump into some of the stuff that you guys want to look at. If you could, press that like button if you appreciated some of the live stream today. Looks like we're only at 200 or something. All right, let's run through these quick, and then we're going to have to jump out of here. Shopify. Shopify had a great day yesterday due to some news with TikTok. It broke out of this downtrend. Now, the problem is Shopify is hitting this resistance. I was sort of talking about this resistance intraday with the chat. This was a very, very heavy resistance. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times Shopify has come up to this level and found resistance. So be careful here on Shop. You're going to need a strong Nasdaq, and you're going to need a breakthrough around 15,080 before I feel even comfortable trading this. Because you can see this could be a very harsh rejection. So that's what I'd be watching on Shop. Snap, crackle, pop. BYND. Beyond Meat. We have Beyond Meat as a recommendation. Beyond is just sort of holding here. I mean, it's not a bad hold. You can see that it's trying to hold here at these lows. There's definitely maybe some potential upside here. This could be a good risk to reward. I'm not sure who submitted this. You didn't put your name on here, but your downside risk would be down to around 113, and then you have that upside maybe back up towards these 140s. So, nice hold. It's held here in the past. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. This was a little bit deeper, but I guess there's technically a hold as well. But it looks like you're starting to get that hold. Could be a nice move. I'd watch that. Crowdstrike. Crowdstrike. What a move yesterday on Crowdstrike, right? So big move on Crowdstrike, but you are still finding resistance here in this level. There is still resistance here. So I would say until Crowdstrike breaks that, you got to be pretty careful. Because this needs to get up, and it needs to retest, and it needs to move higher. You need to take it. I would want to take it on this retest right here after a break. That's what I'd look for on Crowdstrike. Right now, it's hard to jump into something like that, unless maybe you're playing downside. Maybe you're playing it back to the downside, back to 248. But yeah, I mean, it's sort of just tough to just jump in there. All right, Amazon. Amazon is, you guys know Amazon. I mean, I've told you this 1,000 times. Amazon is going to be a big play. I don't know when, but it's going to be a big play. You have clear room up to 3,400, I mean. And you have another huge 200-point gap up to 3,600. So there's definitely play here. There's support that came in. You could definitely potentially play this move, but make sure you're not overextending yourself with the position size. So 3,400, I think, is probably an ideal target if the Nasdaq stays strong. If we get a crazy move, 3,600 gap fill, that is going to be a big move. You played a put, Quentin? Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. If you don't think it gets through, that's sort of like my Netflix put, right? So next we have Airbnb. What a day on Airbnb. I forgot about this stock. What a damn day on Airbnb. Huge breakout of this level that we have been looking at on the live stream for quite some time now. So we are through this consolidation on Airbnb, guys. And unless, I'm not going to be able to touch this thing unless we get a pullback here. This could be a fantastic break and retest. if you get this pullback, you better have an alert set at 154, 155. If you get this pullback, I would be very strong to say, I would think it'd be very strong, and you'd probably get a push back off that level, back towards that 170. So either way, awesome move on Airbnb through this resistance. This is something to definitely watch here. Baba for Hans. Hans, you're starting to get that regulatory ease from China. You know, we've seen that. That's why Baba moved higher yesterday off this 152. It's just tough. This is just gonna be a play you're gonna have to go small in and try to catch. That's really it. It's really hard for me to say whether this catches momentum or not. As of right now, it is. You can see a little bit of a bounce. Maybe you get a move back to the 180s, maybe back to the 190s, but it's gonna be tough. That's one you're just gonna have to sort of go in small and you know, trust your analysis. PFE. PFE is tough because it's a biotech. It's affected by news. It's affected by headlines. So I'm not sure, man. I mean, PFE, it's clear that it's making a double top here. That's pretty clear, right? So unless you can hold here and unless you can get through this double top, I would say that this is looking like it's starting to break a trend, right? Because before, you were on this very strong 20 SMA hold this entire ride higher. And what are you starting to do now? You're starting to lose that trend. So you're starting to lose this trend right here that it was on, and you are starting to fail at a top. You are no longer making higher highs. This was a lower high on PFE, and it is clear that it's starting to lose momentum. So if you break 48s, you know, this could definitely move lower. Except the problem is a stock like this is so affected by headlines that it's very difficult to play. Nice, 160, Hans, well done. All right, Upstart and Tesla, and we're out of here. And AMD for PV. So, Upstart, we sort of talked about this in the live stream yesterday. I don't know if anyone caught this, but Upstart definitely held above 198 or 189, 190. Beautiful push higher. New highs coming in. Today, you know, at this point, you're a little bit of a double top. Let me go to the hourly. So I would just watch, you know, these highs right here. Oops, sorry. I would watch these highs right here, right around this 220 level. If you reject off this 220, then you will definitely see maybe a little bit of a rejection here on Upstart. So watch 220. If you break 220, you're probably going to get another move. You can play that. If not, just be careful of that upside resistance. Tesla, last but not least, everyone's favorite. Not my favorite recently. I don't trade Tesla anymore. Tesla's just been a really big chop fest. I just don't really agree with, you know, chasing this move here. This is not really... When Tesla was doing this, you know, when this was Tesla, you guys don't understand that this was one of the most unbelievable times. I mean, this is just like 4 or 5% moves on a daily basis, guys. And this is for how long? This is for 2 months, 3 months almost. For almost 3 months straight, Tesla was moving up like 5%, right? 5%, 3%, 10%. I mean, these are 5%, 4%. I mean, this is just wild. I mean, 10%, 5%, 4% moves for 2 months straight, almost 3 months straight. That is craziness. That is when I liked trading Tesla. I mean, it was just easy money. Now, I don't know, guys. It's just different. It's very different. You know, it's something that maybe will come back. But, you know, at this point, guys, I just don't really agree with trading Tesla, especially if you're not experienced with it. Because you're just going to get chopped up, right? I mean, people intraday, like yesterday during the chat, like I see a lot of, you know, people saying, oh, like watch Tesla here. And it's just always a trap, man. I don't trust these moves. They're just not trustworthy moves, and I'm not willing to get chopped up in them, right? Like look at this and look at this. You go within a 15 to 20 minute spree, you go up, you know, 1.5%, and you go right back down. So unless you really enjoy trying to guess when this is coming and, and when it's going to fail. Like this move right here, this move right here, that looks bullish to me, right? Look, oh, here we go. We're getting something going. Nope. Right back down. So not really the type of stock that I want to trade, to be honest. So we'll see. We'll see if the glory days can come back. But yeah, 725, guys. That's what I'm looking for. I think if we break 725, then I think there's some chance of a move like this. Some chance of some gap ups. That would be big, especially if we break above 771. But until then, I will be retiring the Tesla name and I'll be focusing on other stuff. The split did ruin it, correct? You're spot on. You're spot on. That's exactly why this is happening. It's because of the split. All right, that's it. If you could be so kind and press that like button, that would I'd really appreciate that before you head out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the analysis. If you did, subscribe, press the like button, join the channel if you want, or come hang out in the Discord chat where we trade every day. We talk about things, we learn, we educate each other. If you are a trader, I think it is a great place to come hang out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You can leave at any time. But, I talk to them, here every day. It's a great time. Come check us out. And quick thing before I head out. First, I have to give a quick shout out to MSI once again for sponsoring this stream. Setting me up with the gear. If you guys want to check out any of the gear that I use from them, the clicky keyboard that you hear all the time, that is down below. Also, Friday, I will not be here. I will not be here on Friday, guys. So unfortunately, there will be no live stream Friday morning. I'm very sorry, but I will be in Las Vegas. So if anyone in Las Vegas this weekend, let me know. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll come say hi. But I will be in Las Vegas this Friday through Monday. So I will not have a live stream on Friday and Monday. I'm very sorry. It sort of pains me. I feel like I'm failing, but I think it's good for me to get some sunlight and to go enjoy my life a little bit, right? So couldn't see the document. Yeah, it's because you're not a member, Yen. It's only for the members of the channel. So thank you. Yeah, what the? Sorry, sweet AL. Sorry, man. So thank you guys. Hope to see you in the next one. Subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day and a great trading day. Peace out, guys.